Okay, so in this video, I want to share with you how you can get more story views by understanding the Instagram algorithm in 2021 and beyond. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I get more people to see my stories? How do I get more people to see my content? How do I get more people reaching out to me in the messenger? How do I get more people engaging in the comments or engaging in the polls? Well, in this episode, I'm going to help you do exactly that. So if you don't know me, you're new to the channel, my name is Fraser Brooks. I help people all over the world build a business using social media. And in today's video, I want to help you with Instagram. So if you're new here and you haven't already smashed that thumbs up button and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I would massively appreciate it. All right, so let's think about it, right? Okay, so if you've got your Instagram, I'm going to kind of show mine. You got your Instagram, you kind of pull it up here, and you have two feeds. You have the vertical feed, and then you have the horizontal feed. Okay? Now the vertical feed is what kind of shows up in your news feed. It's just when you make a post, like if you make a photo, or you put like a reel, or you do any of these things, it will show up in the vertical feed. And then the stories are the micro pieces of content, the 15-second long videos that you can put that can appear here. And in this video, I want to pay very close attention to the story views. So every time you do a story, let me use the whiteboard here. I want to kind of show you the theory of how you actually do this. Every time you do a story, you have this kind of like vertical screen. So I'll show you on mine, right? So people are doing their stories and I press next. And it moves on to the next one. I swipe to go on to the next person. I press. And you can see it's all like vertical feed, right? So I do that. Every time it adds to your vertical feed. So these are your posts that you're making throughout the day. They stay up there for 24 hours, okay? So they stay up on the feed for 24 hours. So you make a post now, 24 hours later, it ends up removing unless you add it to a highlight, which is for another video. Okay, so how do we improve the number of people who see our stories? Now, a lot of people will come on and say, oh, you need to add hashtags, you need to mention countries, you need to mention people. Yeah, that's going to help. If you put a hashtag and you get mentioned in that kind of like if people start searching for that hashtag, like hashtag travel goals, and you've done a story that says hashtag travel goals, they might potentially see that. Or if I give a shout out, if I'm like, oh, I just read this awesome book by Fraser Brooks, I know, I'm plugging the book, obviously. You can get it by clicking the link down below. But, hey, just read this awesome book by Fraser Brooks. I learned this, and this. And you tag me in it, I will see it and potentially share it onto my feed. People go, oh, that's a really cool post. Who is that? Click on it and go over and follow you. And then they therefore see your story, okay? Another way is obviously tagging a location. So let's say you tag the Maldives or the Maldives, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I call it the Maldives. You click the Maldives. People are searching for the Maldives on their phone, and then bang, they might potentially see a story. However, look at the feed itself. It's just like, if you think about Google, how often do you go to the second page of Google? How often do you go to the third page of Google? Not very often. So here we go. On my feed right now, the first person on there, apart from me, is my wife, Svetlana. Why? Because every time I see that she's done a story, I'm like, what's my wife getting up to? Because I'm with her, so I'm like, how's she documenting this moment, right? And then the next one's Jessie Lee Ward, who's a dear friend of mine. Then there's a watch company. I'm into watches. I like looking at them. I don't really buy any. I just watch them. And then I've got some other friends who are super close friends. Andrew Logan, Sam Church, Perry Walker, Daisy Williams, Stephanie Cogler, Lauren Tickner, Tara Wilson, Kim Parker. Like all these people, I watch their stories. Why? Because they're friends. And the more content you consume of that person, the closer to the front of the feed it's going to be. Now, if you don't consume the content of that person, they're going to go all the way down to the end. And I ain't seeing those people's content. However, if I was to scroll all the way to the right and click on, I'm going to click on Des, and then I watch Des' pieces of content, and I watch a lot of it, chances are when I next come onto social media and onto Instagram, his posts will now start to be towards the front of the feed, as long as I haven't seen those posts. As soon as I see it, it goes to the end of the feed because like, well, you've already seen that, so we don't want you to see it again. Okay? So this is like super, super advanced stuff, but if you're using Instagram stories, I'm not teaching you how to do them, I'm teaching you how to improve the views. Okay, so let's talk about this. Each of these ones, 15 seconds, right? Let's say you do a video that's 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Here's the key. The popularity in Instagram's eyes is based on the percentage of the video that's viewed. So, if I go onto Svetlana's story, right? And this is our view from our bed. I know, we've mentioned that in a video, right? She's done 3 stories, right? So there's this one, she went to the gym. There's this one where she was telling everyone to report the fake accounts, pretending to be me on Instagram. And then there's a view from our bedroom, right? Now, if I watch the whole thing, what it will do is after 15 seconds, or however long the image is, it will go to the next thing that she's posted. And the same, and then the same. So I've now watched, and then once it's done and it's finished the stories, it will then switch over onto someone else's. Now, here's the thing. I've just watched 100% of the videos. So 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. What do you think that tells Instagram? Well, it tells Instagram, he obviously wants to see all that person's content. The difference, let's say if I was to go onto this watch company, I was like, nah, I'm not interested. And I swipe to skip that person's story, the percentage will be maybe 5%, 10%. So what then that tells Instagram is, he doesn't really want to see that content, so chances are we're not going to put that at the front of the feed as much. Why? They want you to watch as many stories as you can, because the more stories you consume, the more ads you're likely to see. Right? That's just how it works. Okay? So, bear this in mind. How do we get people to watch more than 100%? You know, you're thinking, how can you watch more than 100%? Because if you watched it once, we want people to hold the screen or go back and watch again. So, how do we get people to go back and watch again? Well, first and foremost, I'm going to give you a hack. First and foremost, we create good content, right? That people, maybe it's funny or educational. People are like, oh, I want to listen to that again and I want to write that down. What did he say? Where did he say he was going? Right? That's the first way. A hack, though, is if you put a hashtag or you mention someone, put the tag, I'll show you. Put the tag, this is kind of difficult for me to do. Let me kind of just do a new story. Oh, I'm taking a photo of myself in the mirror. But I'm gonna tag Svetlana, right? So now I've got this tag of Svetlana's thing here, right? Now, if I put that on the right-hand side and people try and click it, it could accidentally move to the next story. Because on the left-hand channel and the right-hand channel of the screen, that is what Instagram have got set up. So if you press it, you go to the next story. So if I'm going to tag someone, I'm going to put the tag as close to the left-hand side of the screen as possible. So if they try to click Svetlana, it might end up going back to the previous video. And then they're like, oh no, they go forward and they try it again and they go back and they go forward until they give up. But by that time, they've racked up another 5%, another 10%, another 20%. Do you like that hack? If you like that hack, you can let me know down below. And if you haven't already hit that thumbs up and you haven't already smashed that subscribe button, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. All right. So how also do we get more people to view more time? Now, if I'm on Instagram story, okay, if I'm on an Instagram story, let's have a look. All right, so we've got my friend Perry here, right? So I'm on Perry's and it's a video and she's talking about outfits and stuff. But if I press and hold, because maybe she's got some writing or I want to take a screenshot of the outfit or whatever it might be, all that time that's going by, 1, 2, 3, that's adding to the time. So instead of me watching 15 seconds of the video, I've now watched 25 seconds, which is 167% of the video. Well, now Instagram are freaking out, thinking, whoa, how come you've watched so much of that video? That's what he likes. He likes the fashion videos. He likes this. He likes that. Maybe we need to show him more stuff about that. Maybe we need to show ads around fashion. Maybe we need to put ads in the feed. Maybe we need to start showing ads in over on Facebook, because obviously Facebook and Instagram are linked. This is all the data that they want. So create content that's funny, create content that's engaging, create content that makes people want to watch it again and again and again. Create content that people may want to watch, skip back to, not skip ahead from, and then create content that maybe people are going to press and hold. So you could write a lot of script. Now you might be thinking, whoa. Why would I do that? That's ugly. It doesn't matter how ugly it is. What matters is that people actually pause and hold. You maybe want to use the kind of this scribble instead of texting it, write so people are like, what's he write? What's he written? What's she said? Now, if you want to really up your game, turn your account into a creator account or a business account because, and I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to see it on mine, because, yeah, okay, great, yeah, I will, because I thought I only have one active story at the moment. But what you can do is when you're on your story, you swipe up, you click the little graph bars at the top left-hand corner, and then at the bottom, it will say navigation. And it will tell me how many impressions, how many people have gone back to watch another one, to watch it again, how many people have pressed forwards, right? And then that means they've pressed forward, so pressing back, or they pressed forwards. How many people have gone on to the next story, which means how much of them have watched the whole thing, and then it goes on to the next one. And then how many people have exited, meaning they've come off the stories or they've swiped to go into the next person. So, of 2,800 people who have seen this story so far, it's only a new one, 63 people went back, 1,594 went forward, so they pressed forward because they're just not interested in it. 308 watched the whole thing and then it went to the next story, and 399 swiped to get rid of the stories or move on to the next story. I want to make the percentage. This is so important. And again, this is advanced stuff, but if you do this is the only way you're going to consistently improve the number of viewers on your stories. The algorithm's going to change all the time, guys. Your hashtags and all this is going to change all the time. But if you get the percentage viewed of every single story higher and higher and higher and higher, you'll be at the front of the feed. You'll be at the front of the stories feed for all the followers. The easiest way to grow your story views consistently is grow your followers and grow your engagement, right? You could hack it and put all the things. No. Grow your following, grow your engagement. Your story views are going to go high, okay? So here we go. The key is what you want to do is you want to take the next story number, which for me is 308, and then you want to divide this number by the impressions, right? Story impressions, which for me in this one is 2858, and then you want to times this number by 100%, right? Or whatever the maths is. So let me show you what mine is. So mine is 308 divided by 2858 times by 100% is 10.8%, right? 10.8%. Whoops. Now, that's my goal. I've now got to beat that percentage. If I can get this percentage from 10.8 to like 20%, what I'll start to see in time is my story views will most likely double as well. Why? Because there's more and more people watching the whole content, which more and more people are hitting 100% on here, which means more and more people want to see my stories, which means Instagram will show more and more people my stories at the front of the feed. That is how you smash Instagram stories. So what I want you to do from now, and I'm going to give you another tip, is I would love for you to let me know down below how many followers you currently have on Instagram. And if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do so. It's at Fraser Brooks Online, which do me a favor, when you do see my stories, just watch one or two full, right? So get that 100%, then you can kind of swipe off. You now know why. So again, down below, let me know if you got value from this video. Let me know how many followers you have on Instagram, and then do me a favor, smash the subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and then go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well at Fraser Brooks Online. Now, the last tip I'm gonna share with you. The last tip is what you will find is video format is going to get viewed more, and as a percentage, more and better than photos. However, Boomerangs are great too. If you can throw in the odd 1 or 2 second video, like I'm talking just kind of doing this like a boomerang, but not a boomerang. So if you don't know what a boomerang is, don't worry about it. But let's say I'm going to do a video and it's just going to be like, that's it. So it's not a boomerang. Oh, it just didn't even take a video. It was that quick. So that's it. So that's not a boomerang. It's literally going to appear for 2 seconds. But remember, it's percentage. It's percentage. So if someone sees the whole thing, they're like, whoa, what did he just do? Well, there's a little bit of text, and they're like, whoa, went too fast. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to go back and watch it again. They're going to go back, press it, and hold it. And now I could hit 300, 400, 500% on my story views. So think about it. Go ahead and do it. I hope you got value from this. I know it's a little bit more advanced than I usually do. This is a sort of content that I do in my higher level coaching, the Inner Circle group coaching program, and a lot of the workshops that I do, as well as events that I run as well. But yeah, I hope you got value from that. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon. Bye-bye.